Hello YouTube, back again with another video. Today's video is going to be about magic. How do we know if somebody is working on us? Well, let me just put it like this, when talking about work, there's I'd say there's a couple of classifications. You have love magic, you have hexing, and you have jinx. Well, okay, let's just say for love magic, the way you know somebody's working on you when it comes to love magic is that you are obsessively thinking about the person, and it's almost like you have like this unnatural desire for a person. I know sometimes there's a person that steps into our life and we're just like hooked on them, but that's a point that we definitely have to distinguish whether or not it's our own feelings for the person that's just strong, or whether or not it's just someone that or if it's just unnatural, if it's just that someone is working on us. Basically, the feelings that you get, I mean, they're just unnatural. Like, all of us, it's just like you can't sleep without thinking about the person. It's like an excessive, like almost to the point where if you don't talk to the person, it feels like you're going to die, like you're draining. You're like drained of energy. You got to see this person. It's almost to the point where you just got to. It's like you just, if you don't see the person, it's like you're just, I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. That's how that is. It's just unnatural, like desire for a person itself. That's how you know on a love magic scale if someone has done work on you itself. Again, sometimes there can be people with obsessions, and sometimes that is the case. Sometimes it can be that this person will really dig in a person. It can be natural sometimes. But the feelings, if you ever experience love magic backfire on you, then you would know what I'm talking about, Any experienced magician that has done love magic and the work has backfired on them, they know exactly what I'm talking about, But as far as the feeling goes, for people that are not experienced, I can just basically say that it's an unnatural feeling. That it's like a crazy impulse that comes over you. Like you're just, man, you got to see the person. It's like if you don't, it's like you're like, man, it's like almost like a panic attack. Like you got butterflies in your stomach to the point where you can't, if you don't see the person, you just feel like, man, like everything, like the world it's like the end of the world. It's crazy. It's just a crazy place to be. Now, in regards to jinxing, well, jinxing, to say a person has jinxed you itself, the way that manifests is that basically everything you try to do never works out. It's almost to the point where everything you try to do, like doors are just unnaturally just closed everywhere you go to do something. Like let's say you go out for like an interview and all of a sudden every job shuts you down. But it's like just unnatural things. Like you're about to go to work and all of a sudden you blow a tire. Basically you got an interview you're about to go to, you blow a tire. Then from there on you lose the opportunity. So stuff like that can be considered as a jinx. Just unnatural patterns of like jinx, unnatural patterns of bad luck. That would be considered a way of viewing yourself if you've been jinxed or not. That one, jinxing, is kind of the lightweight stuff where it's kind of difficult to tell if it's your own or not. But most of the time, I definitely say that it will stand out to you that it's an unnatural streak of bad luck that's actually occurring to you. Now, hexing. I definitely want to talk about hexing. Hexing is one of the most dangerous curses out there because hexing is like anything that has to do with bodily pain. Sometimes there's some pain that is just unnatural. When I say unnatural, like you just got this pain in your body that's like almost to the point where it's not visible and it's not anything physical. It's just a pain that's just unnatural, like an unnatural pain. Like you just feel it inside your bones or feel it inside your flesh. Like, okay, let's just say a person's probably, a person put a hex on you for you to feel pain in your legs whatsoever. So therefore you'd feel like an invisible, it's like you can't see it on your legs, but you just feel like this nerve-like energy in your legs that's just like painful. It's like a pain in your legs that you cannot, like, you cannot shake, almost to the point where even if you go to the doctor and they prescribe you medication for it, it's like the pain just doesn't go away. But usually what happens in scenarios like that is that the pain without any physical reason, those things usually manifest into physical illness if they're not addressed spiritually in advance. Yes, there's things where certain things manifest spiritually first, but then there's scenarios. Yes, there's occasions naturally in our body where we eat certain things whatsoever and it affects us spiritually, and the problem begins from spirit. Well, I'll just say it simultaneously. I'm not even going to use that example right now, but let me just say this to you, because I don't want to get into a whole nother discussion. I'll definitely say on a spirit level, certain work, it hits the spirit first. Natural problems, they happen simultaneously. So therefore, if you eat some food and now your stomach is upset, it affects you physically, it affects you spiritually. Problems that are like situations like that, the spiritual problems, hexes that are unnatural, they happen spiritually first, and then they manifest physically. It happens as an internal problem that doesn't have any physical ailments or physical signs to show. It's just a pain that lies spiritually within. It manifests as time as a physical ailment, But as far as this goes, I definitely want to talk about this, because I get a lot of customers, that actually bring this to light, or bring this to me as a problem itself. Is that some problems we have to, when talking about if a person done work to us, we got to reason and use everything, in our mind to find out if this has any basis for being, being something that somebody's done a work on us for. Oh, let's just say this. Well, you know what? I'm going to say this afterwards, but let's just say this. We have to reason whether or not it's our problems, because, okay, on a level of feeling bad, basically we have energy, we're our spirit, our internal spirit being, it has centers of energy or vortexes of energy, which allows us to function, our consciousness and awareness to function properly. Now, sometimes depending on if we're smoking, if we're drinking, or if we're doing drugs, these things can create an imbalance within our energy centers, which can create different ailments, different problems in our lives, and it definitely gives us a unstable emotional state, to the point where we feel anxiety, to the point where we feel sadness out of the blue, where there's no reason for why we feel sad. Sometimes, definitely that can be the case. I got customers sometimes that come to me and say, oh, they believe somebody's working on them. But then again, if I look at their life that they're living, they're drinking alcohol excessively, they're smoking. What do you expect? What do you expect? Because the thing is, the common thought is that when we feel bad, it means somebody's working on us. But then again, what about the things we're doing? We forget that the food we eat and what we consume, definitely affects our emotions. But definitely, this is my view on the subject of how do we know if somebody's put a curse on us whatsoever. But hopefully this video is informative, and I hope I was able to make enough sense for my viewers and people who I do work for whatsoever. But anyhow, thank you for watching. Tune into the next video. Hopefully I should upload it in the next probably next hour or so. Thank you for watching. Deuces.